It's time to jump into the Wayback Machine and go back to the 80s. I am your host, Golden J, and with me, as always, Frankie Vegas. I couldn't do it all in one breath.
Hey, and everybody wants some.
Everybody wants some. Well, you know, the crater will rock.
The crater will rock.
Lose control. And I'll take my whiskey home.
Yeah.
And we're here to stick our wieners on the glass at the Women's Auxiliary Club. Oh, sorry, wrong episode.
But I'm still going to give it a 10. A fucking 10.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. And panties will just drop off. Wow, we're stuck in the last episode.
Blues,
yeah.
Man.
What's going on, Frankie?
Not a whole lot.
Listen, we just Golden Mojo was on the road this last weekend as we went to the Lincoln Event Center over in Plymouth to be part of the Bridal Expo.
Oh yeah, we're gonna ask how'd that turn out.
It turned out fucking great. Kinda. And I say kinda is that it was only a 4-hour stint while we were there.
Yeah.
They were only opening the doors for 4 hours, so it was like 11 to 3. We were there about 9:30, got our table set up. Chico got his videography stuff running on the table so people could see it. Of course, we had cards and we had lead sheets. They made up some lead sheets so people could give us their information. But they put us on the balcony, which is cool and not cool. Because it was cool because, you know, you could see everything up there. Mm-hmm. You could see all the people walking around. You kind of got an idea what they were looking for and what they were looking at. Of course, it took over 25 minutes, almost a half an hour before we saw our first person up on the balcony. So that was kind of a bummer. But we had 20 future brides sign up on our lead sheet.
Oh, nice.
So we're excited about that. Some of them want just videography. Some of them were interested in the bundle. So we'll see. We'll see what comes about. Golden Mojo on the road doing weddings all season long. I don't know how we're going to work that in with going to Kansas City to do the media. But we'll work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy, crazy year, 2026. Started off shitty, but it's looking better.
Hey. Well, you know what I think you should do is your new toy in the background there. I think you should give us all a demonstration.
I don't think so. Give me some time. Give me some time to fucking get work back up because I did. I went to Sweetwater because it was my birthday last weekend as we record this, and this is going to be a few weeks out, but I went and got myself a nice Elise's electric drum set. I've always wanted one. And I've got some things that I would like to do in the studio using where I'm playing. I mean, we've got programs and all kinds of shit to do whatever we want to do, but it's always nicer when it's actual, live musicians. So yeah, I need to practice a little bit, Frankie. I'm a little out of touch. I mean, I did drum in bands for years, and I can still drum. I'm no fucking.
Have Scotty T come down the road, give you a few lessons.
Yeah. That's he's probably as rusty as I am. Listen, that dude right now has reset up his kit in his basement. He went out and bought a bunch of add-ons and stuff like that. So I need to get over and see it.
Yeah,
maybe
fucking retired people.
I'm telling you, they got nothing else to do but spend their money and fucking get cool toys. Yeah, fucking walk the dogs. Sleep till fucking noon. I don't fucking understand. I want to be retired, goddammit. But yeah, it was a fun trip. Me and the rocker chick went to Sweetwater and we walked around and fortunately they had that kit set up so I got a chance to play it because I hate buying shit and then getting home was like, it's not really what I wanted, especially when you spend that much money on a fucking electric kit. But But yeah, I was excited. I got to play it. I liked it, so I got it.
Cool.
Yeah. Now
I'm excited to hear you play it.
Yeah, it's maybe we'll get around to it. One of these episodes, we'll just do a couple of. Maybe I'll even break out the guitar and play a little like that. If I can get these fucking hands to actually do something. Hold on.
We'll do like a Tommy Lee episode or something.
Oh, there you go. Tommy Lee goes to college. I bet I could play better fucking snare drum than Tommy Lee and fucking goes to college. Jesus Christ. Oh, my good. It's insane. That's insane. Anyway. Yeah, besides that, it's a Bridal Expo off to Sweetwater. Got a couple other things coming up. Of course, well, I'm sure we'll talk about this at some point again. We're taking Frankie ghost hunting here in a couple days. It'll be his first time actually doing official ghost hunting.
My first time.
It's his first time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and
saying.
I get to do it with J-Dub. What the hell is wrong with me? God damn.
I just know. Oh, man. Listen, I'm going to have to keep you separated from J-Dub. Because if you, even by accident, brush anything on her body, she's going to beat your ass.
Oh, so
And
I
you
thought
might
you were really
like it.
like something could happen, and I'm like, she's a good girl, ain't nothing gonna happen, and I wouldn't even try.
Oh, look at him backtracking now.
Come on now, it's all jokes and good fun.
I know it's all jokes and good fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna go with Heidi, and if you ever listen to United States Paranormal, we interviewed Heidi. What was that, back in December?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a minute.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Her story is so interesting that I couldn't even ask questions. I got so sidetracked just listening to her stories that I missed out on even asking questions. I even told her that. I was like, I sucked interviewing you today. I just was so enthralled with your story.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and listen to it before we go.
Probably not a bad choice. Probably not a bad choice at all. I might even do that. I text her all the time, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to working with Heidi and checking out this jail. Should be a good experience.
Should be fun.
Hopefully we catch some things. I'm thinking about putting Frankie in solitary. 30 minutes. Nothing but dark, damp basement.
You act like that'd be the first time.
Yeah, but this is the first time when you weren't hiding from your girlfriend's dad.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I don't know which is worse, hiding from a ghost or hiding from a girlfriend's dad. I know one time I about got run over by a girlfriend's dad. Just saying, if I wouldn't have stopped dead in my tracks, he'd have run my ass over.
Oh,
Ooh, good stuff.
Damn.
Good stuff. I was banging his daughter though. I mean, it was. What do you want?
hey, it was what it was.
Yeah, good times. Good times. Well, Frankie, we are doing the Van Halen series.
Yes, we will start that today.
We are starting it today, and we have, what was it, 6 albums in this in the 80s?
Something like that. I'd have to do another count, but
It was a lot.
yeah, I'm ready to get out of the David Lee Roth already.
Listen to you. How many do we actually have? I mean, I can tell you, we got there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 6, and you only get 2, or you only get 2. Count them 2 Van Hagar albums.
Yeah. Well, 1984 is okay. So.
Well, listen, we are covering Women and Children First, which came out in 1980.
Yeah, 'cause
We
women
are-
and children first. That's the way it should be.
Yep, and we are covering Fair Warning from 81, Diver Down from 82, and 1984 from 1984, 5150 from 86, and OU 812 from 88. And of course, the Poor Unlawful Carnal Knowledge albums come out in 1991. But we might, just scrape in a little 90s there to catch into that.
You never know what we're going to do
you
anymore.
just don't know. But I think For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge is such a great album. I'd hate to pass that up.
Yeah.
While we're doing it. Balance, I don't remember being that great. But
fuck.
What, you like Balance?
No. I did For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Yeah, listen, you can't wear that. You can't wear that T-shirt to school.
I know.
I found out the hard way. It just said For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge across it. It's just the first letters are capitalized.
I never had that shirt. I had the Poison shirt that said "Blow Your Fucking Mind."
Oh,
and, yeah.
My big one was my Metallica shirt, and there was the big speech of taking my mind, taking my toe, taking my feelings, taking my arms, taking my legs, taking my soul, let me live life in hell. Hell got me booted. Got me in trouble because the back of this T-shirt down by my ass crack said fucking hell. It didn't. Well, it just said hell. It didn't say fucking hell. It just said hell. And they were like, "You can't wear that." I'm like, "We're talking about heaven and hell here. We're not talking."
Yeah, I'm wearing it. See?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It works. I thought about going back and digging out my old concert T-shirts to see what I got because I sure the fuck don't remember. Some of those are vintage now. They might be worth some money.
Yeah, you could probably get some money if they're in good shape if you wanted.
I might have worn the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I know I did mine. I don't have any of my vintage ones anymore. They
gone.
That's all I wore, man. Concert shirt back in the day.
On the Voodoo Rain days, I took my Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood. I cut the sleeves off of it and I wore it to play in a couple times. And I had fucking people just trying to buy this fucking shirt off of me. And I'm like, I'm not selling my shirt. For starters, I don't have a shirt to wear home, and it's February, and it's cold outside. But yeah, I had people trying to buy this fucking shirt. It was unbelievable. But even after I ripped the shit up, and it wasn't one of my favorites, but still, I bought it at the Motley Crue show. It is a vintage bought at show T-shirt, not mint in package or anything. But I did get a couple new Sweetwater T-shirts while I was over there.
No, all right.
Yeah. I bought some T-shirts. I've never owned a Sweetwater T-shirt, but I have 3 of them now because they were 2 for $24. So Rocker Chick said she had to have one too. So, but I told her she could have 2. She only bought 1.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing the other one that she got for me. All right, Frankie, let's take a listen to
Perfectly Picked Games.
Collectors, thrifters, and savvy shoppers, listen up. Perfectly Picked Games brings you the best board game and toy deals live every week. Join our Whatnot shows on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for limited time auctions you won't find anywhere else. First timer, use Golden Mojo to take 10% off your first purchase. Fast deals, fun finds, and big savings on Whatnot.
All right, Frankie. Perfectly Picked Games. Go check them out on the Whatnot app.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into this. Let's go.
Let's do it.
This 1980 album from that band that you know so well. It's an American rock band called Van Halen. Was released on March 26, 1980 on Warner Brothers Records. It is their third studio album after Van Halen 1 and Van Halen 2. Don't even bother listening to Van Halen 3 because it wasn't that good. I love Gary Sharon with Extreme. I did not love him with Van Halen. But I digress. Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, Michael Anthony, and Frankie's favorite,
David Lee Roth.
Make up Van Halen as we get into this Van Halen series with women and children first.
Now, if I may, it's not that I dislike David Lee Roth, because his single stuff, Skyscraper, Eat 'Em and Smile, I bought both of those albums and I loved them.
I still listen to Skyscraper on I have it on vinyl, and I'll throw it on the table and listen to it. I'm out here working. Nice. Fucking love that album.
But for some reason with Van Halen, There's songs that I like, but for the most part, as a whole, I just don't like it.
Listen, these first couple albums are a little rough. And we're going to get into it. There's some bangers on this one. There's a couple songs on this fucking album I absolutely love, and I fucking sing all the time. And sometimes I sing them and don't even realize where they came from. Yeah. Because it's like, it's a song that it's like you quote a line from it, just randomly. And you're like, who the fuck did that song? And in the re-listen, the one song is that, and I'll tell you when we get there, but I was like, fuck, that's where that came from. So I've listened to this album multiple times over the years. My good friend Craig Stouter, rest in peace, was a huge Eddie Van Halen fan, was a huge Van Halen fan in general. And hopefully if we get to it, I'm pretty sure we will in these 80s. He actually he had a show truck he named after one of their songs. Oh. And we would tool around that show truck after one of the shows and just jam this fucking song out as loud as we could. And I always listen to it just to remember him and pay homage to him. But this album for me has about 3 bangers on it that I love. And the rest of it I took notes, but man, this album felt weird. It just, I don't know, because maybe I'm so used to the late 80s, early 90s stuff.
Yeah.
But it just felt weird to me. So, but we're going to get into it. I don't know that there's much really backstory to this album. I mean, they started recording in December of 79. They finished it in February of 80 and released it in March. I mean, that seems like a fast album to me.
Yeah.
And one of the big takeaways for me with this album is like every fucking song on this album starts with some weird intro that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the song.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
We could do without these intros.
They just seemed really weird to me, and I'm like, I don't understand what they were shooting for by doing these things at the beginning of these songs.
Well, from things I have heard, and I love Eddie Van Halen, but I am nowhere near an expert on his guitar playing and the way he liked to do things.
Uh-huh.
And maybe you know a little more than I do. But he got something in his head that he wanted to do on an album.
And he just did it.
And he just did it, whether anybody else liked it or not. If he liked it, he did it.
Right.
And he just had a weird, eccentric mind for that kind of shit.
And that's fine. I mean, I don't want to sit here and bash on Eddie Van Halen, but there was things over the years that were like it's just a big red flag for me. The way that he treated Randy Rhoads coming up in the early 80s, because they were already established when Randy joined Ozzy, and, Randy was his own guy, and Eddie kind of took, I don't know, the wrong way. Like, oh, this guy's just, pretending to be me. And it wasn't that way, He was his own deal, Randy was. And so there was a lot of under the blanket bad blood between those. Well, not really for Randy, because Randy didn't give a fuck. But, Eddie just did not like him and, would always talk smack about him and behind the scenes, from my understanding. But, Eddie was a trailblazer. I mean, he was doing things long before any other guitar player was doing these things. And when I talk about that, we're talking about his tap system and the way he tapped. And he tapped, do you know what tapping is?
I don't.
Okay, so you're basically your left hand is on your guitar and that's where you're fingering the strings. You're holding your G or whatever. But when you do a solo, you're picking it with your right hand, the strings, and then these fingers are doing different things. And you could do hammers-ons and pull-offs and stuff like that, which Eddie was amazing at just doing that. But he brought in another portion of that where he would take his middle finger or whatever and hit another fret to get that string to ring. So you add an extra note, and that adds a lot of speed. So that then, like an eruption when we get to 84, you'll hear a lot of tapping and stuff in that. And he was kind of a trailblazer for that. I don't know where he picked it up. I don't know how he learned it, or maybe he created it. I have no idea. But he was one of the first to really bring it to the forefront. And rumor has it is that David Lee Roth actually told him early on, when he played his solos, don't face the crowd. Turn your back to the crowd, because all these other guitar players are going to steal how you're doing shit.
Oh, yeah?
So Eddie would actually turn his back to the crowd when he would do solos, so that all the guitar players in the fucking crowd wouldn't steal his style, basically.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I didn't know what tapping was. I mean, I've heard it from guitarists talk about it from Eddie Van Halen, but yeah, I couldn't have told you what it was, because
now you know. Now our listeners know. If you didn't know, which I'm sure probably a lot of you did, but yeah, he was a trailblazer. Eddie Van Halen was a trailblazer, and he deserves all the respect in the world for everything he's done. But he also deserves ridicule for all the things he's done, those things. So we're not going to get into that. We're not into bashing Eddie Van Halen, but
no.
Let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
I got my notes, Frankie.
All right, you ready to start with these songs?
I am.
All right. Throw in the 8-track. We're going back far enough.
You could get this on CD. You could get it in CD. And didn't I read that it was released on LP, CD?
Oh, I'm sure it's released on everything.
Cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full volume on your compact disc. Yeah. So, yeah, you could get it on CD, Frankie. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't remember having a CD player in the 80s, but...
I knew one person.
Did you?
Yeah. It was one of my friend's neighbors, man. He had a souped-up Camaro, big speaker that in the back, his big CD player. Obviously, his family was rich.
Obviously, yeah, because if I remember right, CD players were super fucking expensive when they first came out. Yeah.
But anyway, let's go with song number 1. And the Cradle Will Rock.
And the cradle will rock. Yes, the cradle will rock. And I say rock on. Ooh. Rock on. And when some local kids...
Right out the gate, man, one of my favorite Van Halen songs is In the Cradle Will Rock. I love this song, and I don't know why. It's just something that when it comes up, I always fucking jam out. And sometimes I'll just go find that particular song just to listen to. Did you know, and I didn't know this a little bit ago, and I was doing a little more research, that the opening for that king, 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 that's not a fucking guitar.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It is actually a phase-shifted, affected Wurlitzer electric piano played by Eddie Van Halen. Yeah. Through a
Just
Marshall.
Lost all the respect for Eddie Van Halen.
Nah, man, the guy was an amazing piano player too.
Yeah.
I mean, get into later stuff like Right Now and stuff like that. But
yeah, no Tommy Lee on Home Sweet Home, but
God damn, we're going to end the podcast right there. That's it. It's over. We're shutting up shop. We're not coming back from that fucking comment. But yeah, I love this song, and I love that. Have you seen Junior's grades? I'm like, Dave, where did that come from?
Just some weird shit. David Lee Roth is a weird motherfucker.
He is very much weird.
And that's just who he is, though. And he's unapologetically who he is.
He is constantly on 11. But David Lee Roth goes to 11. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine. If that's your thing, I mean, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Except for a solo shit. I don't mind that.
Once again, I listen to Skyscraper, man. Give me that album over in Steve Vai. Fuck yeah.
All right, you ready for song number 2?
I think that I am. How about you?
I am.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Because everybody wants some.
But everybody wants
Second song out the gate, banger. Fucking banger. This is probably, I would say probably is got to be one of their biggest hits off this song.
Probably.
I mean, it's something that everybody knows.
Well, the first two.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
people know those first two songs, and well, then that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. There's one other song I'll get to you in a minute, but on side 2. But this one is such a great song. Once again, an intro that doesn't make sense. A whole intro of the song. Then I mean, they did the intro, and then like the first part of the song is kind of like, this is not what I remember, and then they break into that fucking chorus, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. The intros made the song way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't needed. But like I said, that is something that Eddie probably said, hey, I want to experiment with doing some intros on this album.
Right.
And that's just what they did, because, well, he's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
And
exactly.
I don't think it was needed.
There was a speaking part in this song too that I thought was really cool. It's like in the Great Will Rock with Junior's grades part, but he does a little bit longer about. Is this the? I think this is where he talks about. I love the way those lines up your stockings and stuff like that. But yeah, once again, right out the gate, a fucking banger. I love this song. These first two they make the album.
Yeah,
and then we just start going weird.
Yeah, and we start going down. We go to song number 3, Fools.
This blues opening on this fucking song is amazing. What he's doing with his guitar. And I still believe that this right here, this album, Eddie is still learning what he kind of wants, and where he's evolving to. And, I think he's still growing with this third album. But this blues part of this song is amazing. The background stuff of it, great riffs. But, the song itself was just kind of average. The licks kind of repeated, and you were just kind of like, all right, come on, give me a little more, Eddie. I know you got it in you. And, give me just a little bit more. And the fucking lyrics were just kind of weird. And I don't know. It's just an average song. I didn't absolutely hate this song, but it wasn't one that I'm going to fucking memorize, what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the only consistent that I can put on this album so far is Alex Van Halen drumming.
Right.
He's an amazing drummer. Kind of like when we talked with Striper about Michael Sweet. Very underrated. Probably more rated than Michael Sweet.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
Robert Sweet.
Or Robert Sweet.
Yep,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. too many sweets.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just, like I said, the rest of these songs on here I just did not get into. Sorry.
No, you're good. Because
we'll go to song number 4, last song on side 1, Romeo Delight.
I'm taking whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. I ain't looking for somebody to play, baby, don't get uptight, baby, please. Wanna see my ID?
This is a more upbeat song. It's got the hi-hats and the riffs in the background make this song what it is. I thought it was an interesting song. Not one that I'm going to pick out to be like, oh, I got to hear that again.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting enough to listen. When I was listening to the album, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to fast forward. I'm going to check out and see where this goes. But those riffs in the background, oh yeah, ooh, give me more, Eddie, give me more. Those are the things that I love. And as I was listening back to this, it brings back the idea of why I love Flicker Stick so much. And the riffs in the background, and it's not just like, you get a vocal line and then you get a, with Flicker Stick, it's a it's something that's not exactly Flicker Stick, but you get that that riff that's in the background that's hidden, and if you're not listening for it, you miss it. And I think this is the same thing. I think it's one of those things that you really should pay attention to when you do a listen back to this album, and just listen for all Eddie's shit that's kind of hidden behind Dave's vocals.
Yeah.
And that's where it should be. That's where it makes it interesting, because if it wasn't there, this song would be fucking shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I think it's easier for guys like you that know music and know how to play instruments and hear these things. It's easier for you to hear it.
Yeah,
I just hear it as a whole.
Right. Yeah, and one of these days, you're gonna dial into my way of thinking after doing all these albums. You're gonna be like, okay, I hear something that I haven't heard before, and so yeah.
All right, you ready to flip the album?
Let's flip it.
Flip it and reverse it. Oh,
God, okay, Missy. Yet.
I can't even. All right, number 5. Such a pointless song. Number 5, Tora Tora. So help me God, you tell me this is about his grandma.
He wrote this about his dead grandma.
It's Tora.
Listen, the only note that I got when I listened to this, and it's a 57-second instrumental. Once again, I think this falls into what you were talking about earlier. Eddie's like, hey, I wrote this and I want to throw it on there.
Yeah.
They do it seamless into the next song, which was like, it fucking blew my mind, because I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? And then I'm looking at my phone on Spotify, and all of a sudden it fucking changes, and I'm like, well, shit. I thought it was interesting. It was fun, but it reminded me of like War Pigs or Black Sabbath. I wrote War Pigs, but I meant to go back and change it. Yeah. Black Sabbath, down, it kind of had that feel. Like it was something from the Black Sabbath era. Like he was like, I wrote this in homage. So, 57 seconds. It's called Tora Tora. And I look at this and I wonder, did the band Tora Tora take this from? Did they name their band after this song?
I'm going to look that up though. When we get off here.
All right.
And with number 5, it basically was almost just led right into number 6. You would have thought it was the same song.
I did. I honestly had to go back and be like, what just happened here? We changed songs and I missed it. But
and that song was called Loss of Control.
This was just a strange fucking song.
Yeah.
The chorus was so fucking weird. I just couldn't. This was my skip song on here. This was the song that I'd be like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward.
I totally 100% agree.
Yeah,
they're just. This album, except for the first 2 songs, was a skip album for me. Except, well, I'm gonna take that back. Number 7.
This next song is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Number 7 is "Take Your Whiskey Home."
Well, my baby, she don't want me around. She said she's tired of watching me fall down. She wants a good life and all the best, but I like that bottle better than the rest. And she said, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey.
This is the song I was talking about that I quote and didn't realize where I'd heard it or who did it. But then I'll take my whiskey home. It's just that fucking line. And it's one of those things, you hear something and then that triggers that line. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got this. And then you're fucking bopping your head and I'm taking my whiskey home. I love That's the wrong genre. That's the wrong genre of David Lee Roth. Come on. I'm gonna say diddy bop. Did that come out? That didn't come out. That come out in the 80s, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh man, maybe we ought to squeeze that in here somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, would that fuck you guys up if we're doing a Van Halen and then skipped off and did Eat 'Em and Smile?
Yeah.
In the same year that it came out?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
All right.
We can do that.
We're going to do it because fuck you, we can.
We can. It's our show.
That's right.
We're going to give it a 10. Oh.
Give it a 10. Fucking 10.
Oh,
If Skyscraper
okay.
come out in fucking 8.
Yeah, take your whiskey home. I actually did enjoy this song. Still not one that I would purposely go back and listen to again.
I did on the
But I'm not going to turn it off.
I did on the re-listen. I went back and listened to it on the re-listen again because I was like, I want to hear this song, the whole thing again, because like I said, I hit that chorus and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go back and re-listen to it. I think this was one of besides The Cradle Will Rock, those were the only 2 that I re-listened to more than twice. So, but yeah, love this fucking song, man. I love this Take Your Whiskey Home song.
And then that'll take it to number 8. Could This Be Magic?
On your mind, could this be magic, or could this be love? Could this turn tragic? You know that magic often does. And I see lonely ships upon the water. Better save the women and children first. Sail away with someone's daughter. Better save the women and children first. I hear music on the landing.
And this song is, for me, was like almost a bluegrass song. It just felt like with the way they used the acoustic, and apparently David Lee Roth played the acoustic guitar on this one, but it just felt, kind of that dun 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 dun, upbeat bluegrass style. That's what I took away from it, but it is what it is. It's something a little bit different, and I thought it was interesting enough that I listened to it and enjoyed it. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Number 9. In a Simple Rhyme.
You think you got the interest? Come on and take the time. 'Cause you know I wanna be yours in a simple rhyme.
Got 3 words for you for this song.
Okay.
Zeppelin, Who, Queen. This reminded me of kind of a mesh up of those three, because I couldn't necessarily pinpoint it. I mean, if I was going to really sway, it probably would have been Zeppelin, the feel of Led Zeppelin. But the more, and as you kind of listen to it, you kind of feel like, oh, it's the Who or Queen. I enjoyed it. I didn't go back and re-listen to it a third time.
Yeah.
It just was what it was. But I thought that all in all, this was kind of interesting. Now I have a note, and I'm looking at my track listing up here on the computer. It says "The End Through Me," and I guess I didn't realize that there was a hidden track that popped up as this song ended, which is 20 seconds long, because it in a simple rhyme ended. And I thought the album was over, and I'm getting ready to go back to A Cradle Will Rock, and all of a sudden you got this thing. I'm like, oh, why did they add this on the end of that song? That's just fucking weird. Come to find out, apparently it was a 20-second hidden track. Now, why you would do a 20-second hidden track, I have no fucking idea. I don't know idea.
You know, that's Eddie Van Halen.
It is very much so.
He had an idea, and that's what he wanted to do.
And I'm not sure that all that was Eddie. I think some of that was David Lee Roth too. He's a weird fucker also.
Yeah,
they made magic together, man, for a lot of years.
But I think it got to the point, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
We will.
It got to a point to where it wasn't magic anymore.
Listen, man, the tale of Van Halen is a roller coaster ride. By the time they recorded 1984, they were pretty much at that point the height of Van Halen. I mean, with the songs that are on that fucking album,
Well, and that's where we probably got introduced to Van Halen, really.
Yeah.
Because we were still young at that time, and
oh, absolutely.
Jump was like probably the first thing we heard.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I didn't know that Van Halen had 5 fucking albums before 1984. It's like, wait, what the hell is Diver Down? Or what is, Women and Children First? I had no idea. And then they even go back to Van Halen 1 and 2, which was in the late 70s. I mean, like, they've been around for so long by the time that they became a fucking household name. So you got to give them credit for the longevity and all that. But the whole thing is, I mean, legitimately, this whole entire band is such a fucking roller coaster. Dave leaves, and Sammy comes in. They have hit single after hit single with Sammy. And then, and I blame Sammy for some. I blame Eddie for some. If you know the behind the scenes of what they were doing, Sammy Hagar is a businessman first. Mm-hmm. He was a solo artist before he joined Van Halen. He had hit songs with I Can't Drive 55 before Van Halen. And
my tequila.
That's something totally different. But so he was a businessman, and he was doing business things. And that's part of the deal, people talking to Eddie about what Sammy's doing. But Sammy's making money, but he's undercharging. I guess the big thing I should say is that I heard that Van Halen used to rent jets to fly.
Okay.
And Sammy's seen an opportunity. Is like, why should we pay somebody else? And I'll just rent the jet, or I'll just buy the jet. I'm sorry, and then Van Halen can rent it from me. I'm going to charge them less. We're going to have the same amount of, we're going to have the same amount of amenities. Everything's going to be fine. I'm just going to be making the money instead of this other jet company. That's just one small thing that Sammy did. And it was forward thinking as far as that goes. And that ends up with people going like, you know what Sammy's doing over there? He's, he's giving you the old one too. Isn't this your band? It's named after you. Blah, 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 blah. And, when you get people fucking talking in your ear, you don't talk to the guy that you should be talking to.
But
And Sammy could say, listen, I'm saving us money by doing it this way. I'm just making a couple bucks on the Sammy Hagar,
But you got to think, though, and maybe I'm wrong, that maybe it's the Van Halen brothers that are wrong in this whole thing, because, Michael Anthony seemed to agree with.
And that's a whole nother twist, is like Michael Anthony became really good friends with Sammy when they were in the band because the Van Halen boys would not really bring Michael into the fold of what they were doing. Yeah. David Lee Roth was a big part of it. He was, front and center because of who he was and his personality. He wasn't getting shut out by Alex and Eddie. Mm-hmm. He is going to be part of the decision-making process. Michael Anthony is he's a lot like me. He doesn't really get into the whole confrontational shit. Yeah. He wants to come play music and go play for fucking stadium crowds and get paid and live a happy life. And, Sammy comes along and Sammy's like, hey, you're part of this band. You're one of the early members, not the founding member, one of the founding members. Mm-hmm. You should be a part of this. And Michael's like, well, and him and Sammy just buddied up, and they did things together outside of. And I think that pissed off the Van Halen boys, and they were like, nope.
So they went and formed Chickenfoot. Stupid
and other stupid shit. I mean, they were just having fun. I mean, doing their thing. But yeah, when he started playing with Sammy outside of Van Halen, nope, there was no way that was happening. He was gone, and it's too bad because losing Michael Anthony, and you can hear it in this album, and you can hear it for the rest of the fucking 80s stuff. Michael Anthony's harmonies are some of the most amazing fucking harmonies that you will ever run across on any album. And to this day, I still don't know how he fucking does it. I mean, to listen to him talk, you would never know that he had that velocity in his voice. And he makes the background vocals what they are. It's sure into Van Halen boys because it was Michael Anthony.
Yeah, I guess I never noticed that, but
Now, once again, I'm going to get you toned into this. As we get into the next album, which is what? Is it Fair Warning? The next one's Fair Warning, I believe.
I believe so.
I want you to listen, Frankie. I want you to listen to guitars. I want you to listen to background vocals. On your second run-through. On your first run-through, listen to the song as a whole like you would normally do. But when you listen to it a second time, I want you to listen for all those little details.
Okay.
All right? That's your homework for next week.
Right.
Yep. All right, guys. Listen, the Van Halen series now has been expanded by at least 2 albums. Maybe a 3, depending on Skyscraper. And we might even have to somewhere squeeze in a little Sammy Hagar's I Can't Drive 55. I don't know what the name of that album was. VOA. The name was VOA. Yeah. We are going to have to sit down and figure out where we're going to slide these in. Because I think in a whole, I think this is important for the entire Van Halen series.
Yeah.
Because it does. You could tell David Lee Roth was getting ready to go solo. He hadn't left Van Halen when he made Eat 'Em and Smile. And you knew that shift was happening because, weird things happen when people make solo records.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and they're successful.
And they're extremely successful. California Girls, the remake of California Girls. That wasn't, he just recorded that for shits and giggles, made a video, and then it made the Eat 'Em and Smile album because it became so popular. So he had to go make that album. And, of course, we'll talk about David Lee Roth going from Eddie Van Halen to Steve Vai. Come on.
Yeah, he didn't lose much.
He didn't lose anything. All right, guys. We've been all over the place, but this has been Women and Children First.
Yes.
The first album of the 80s for Van Halen. And go back and check it out. Go back and listen to it yourself. You're going to love at least 3 of these songs. I guarantee it. And I'll take my whiskey home.
Yeah.
Until next week. Hasta la vista, baby.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Golden 80s podcast. Check us out at goldenmojoent.com, where you can find out about our great merchandise and a little bit about Frankie and Golden J. Also, at goldenmojoent.com, you can find out about all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment network of podcasts. Like
the United States of Paranormal, Indiana Chiefs fans, the Gridiron Kingz, MurdNerds, the Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah Podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys wherever you stream your favorite podcast. And if you have a story that you would like us to cover, just let us know at thegoldenimage80s@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen.